There is a lot of noise going on in my house, so I apologize ahead of time. But I kind of like doing these general energy type of things that I've been doing lately, even though they haven't actually caught on. Um, the energy I'm getting right now is where we're learning to release some self sabotaging behaviors. Some behaviors that are so subtle that they're very easily ignored or um, never addressed. And the way that I want to describe this is we're learning to play with the fire. What do I mean by that? Expressing ourselves more fully, more authentically, stronger, with more conviction, with more heart, with more power, with it's this whole feeling of embracing what is us, not what we've been trained to do, but who we really are authentically inside of ourselves is starting to come out as we play with the fire. So, maybe things that you would never have done in the past, you do now. And a good example of that would be my being silly on my videos, putting these stupid costumes on and that kind of stuff. I remember when I first started doing readings, I was very adamant I didn't want to show my face. I didn't want to anyway have the readings. I don't want the attention to be focused on me. I want the attention to be focused on the reading and on the message, and that was really important to me. But as time went on, it's like, you have to address the fact that there's got to be something that draws the people in before they're going to listen to the message. So you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, whatever that saying is. You can correct me down below. But yeah, it's those kind of like subtle things that we're addressing. And for some people, they may be huge things, like really out there things, but for most of us, it's subtle subconscious thoughts and feelings that we have that have been holding us back altogether from reaching a higher potential, being happier with our existence, even is the way that I'm feeling it and hearing it. So that's where we're at right now. It's trying new things, trying different ways of doing things, but not in a restrictive, possessive kind of way, more in a free spirit, open-hearted type of way for most. Again, this cannot possibly be everybody in the entire world, but most people really are becoming more open to what it is that they are willing to do or will do, or I guess they want to express themselves as a unique individual and no longer a part of the assembly line. And it's not even about getting noticed per se. It's about feeling more secure because one is being true to oneself, kind of thing. That's the kind of energy that I get here. Success. So I think that tells me that my message is correct. I feel like we've worked really long and hard to get to a spot where we get that just right situation. And we're still not 100% there, but we're definitely thinking on it, inspired by it here, because we realize that things have become kind of like when the grass doesn't get cut, it's overgrown. It becomes a nuisance rather than something that is helping us, because in the past these things helped us, but now they're overgrown, they're old, they're standing in the way of our success as it relates to relationships that we're in, even our physicality, I'm hearing, for some of us. So that's just some energy that I've gotten. It's very much about expressing oneself with heart, with, I want to say with conviction, but it's more about expressing the authentic self, the quirks that we have, what makes us different. And it's not like we're doing it just because it makes us different. We're doing it because it makes us feel safe and happy, actually. So I'm trying to see if I have any cards that come out along with this, but that's the energy that I'm getting. Without cards, I can tell you that's what I've been feeling. Is there anything else that I need to address? Yeah, we're kind of like taking a break from that fear mentality, even if we don't do this permanently, okay? This may be just like tipping the toes into the water, trying out this little thing or whatever. Nothing is written in stone. We don't have to stick with whatever this newfound thing is, which isn't so newfound. It's genuine and authentic to ourselves, but we're just not used to it. So it feels foreign. Yeah, that's kind of the energy that I'm getting. I'm hearing that we were being just way too particular about how we lived our lives, and we have to relax those reins. Kind of like, well, if I can't get it this way, then I guess I just can't get it at all, whatever that means, you know. But I feel like most of us are actually feeling good about this. All right, let's see if there's any tarot that wants to come out too about it, or about the energies that I'm feeling. I think we've been living too long in that strategy mindset. And when I say that, I mean like the not fun strategy. And we're learning how to use those same skills, but in a way that's enjoyable to us. All right. And I'm also understanding that a lot of us just did not even realize how much this affected us. I also get where some of us, of course, this, again, not going to be everybody, we're learning how to work with others because we've been left out in the cold. Some kind of situation that we were involved in the past where we were afraid to take chances, that kind of stuff. And so we got left out in the cold. We had all this effort that we put in towards things, and it was all for nothing. And so now we're getting more creative. Life experience. That's just how it is. So now we're going towards the things, like I said, that bring us joy. But I also feel like we're taking from our old experiences. So as they say, and I hear this saying a lot, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We're keeping, like for instance, skills from the previous life, so to speak. We're keeping those if they're useful, right? And using them to build something new. But here's the problem. Feeling guilty about doing it. Interesting. A certain level of emotional intelligence is needed here. On the emotional level to do this. What else? I don't know. I just feel like we realize we have to spearhead this in some sort of way. We feel like we have to do this because we're financially invested. Or because of the situation that we were financially invested in. And we're defensive because we felt devastated. We were passionate about something that ended. And so we're being creative about our new beginnings. Yeah. I think I'm going to leave it at that because I think it's kind of going a little too far now. But the energy that I have is just that we're learning to play with the fire. And there may be something about playing with fire. It may actually mean something for some of you. But for me, it just means trying new things, incorporating our old skills and putting some zing into those old skills, for instance. And realizing that nothing is set in stone. We don't have to stick with this, but if we choose to, we can. But I think some of us are actually going to find financial stability by doing that. Yeah, some of us are going to get paid. Some of us are going to get paid. So that's something to keep in mind too. Even if you just do it as a side project or a side hustle or something like that, focusing on your talents, on what you're passionate about, and not letting other people stand in the way of that. You know what? I'm not even getting other people, not letting yourself get in the way of that. The self-sabotaging, overthinking, overanalyzing. This is the energy that I'm talking about that has to kind of go. Because we had this mentality that it was like do or die. We had to have everything, you know, this way or that way. It was do or die. And now we're realizing we've got to be more flexible. All right, guys. So that's the energy. See you again soon.